What up, though, guys? Stream number 26. Porn. Yeah, I don't know what's going. I didn't really have time to mess with the mic. That's why I was a little behind. And so I'm just using the laptop audio. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Hopefully everything's all Gucci bent. And what's up, everybody? What up? What up? No Ron Jeremy. Grappler. What up? What up? What up? What up? Well, how's everybody doing? Yeah, so I went live on Facebook earlier because I kept seeing coronavirus. Yeah, no hat. I'm assuming the audio is good. But yeah, I went live because everyone was spamming like coronavirus nonsense, and I saw someone say stream number 26 porn ? I was like, that's a good idea. So let's talk about it. Do I have any picks? That's pretty funny. So yeah, this is the grown-up conversation. So heads up, disclaimer: if you're a gamma, go ahead and leave. How the accident turned out, I just let it be. It was no big deal. I have a guard on my truck. I actually did notice today, though, that it appears I'm having an issue with my headlights, so maybe I shouldn't have let him go, but what are you going to do? You need a small hat for this topic? I'm going to pass on the small hats, bro. Like, who made that decision? Like, who's in charge of the executive decision to wear, like, kitten swimming caps on your head, you know? It's just weird. Just random comment. So yeah, what up, my dude? So this is not gonna, a lot of people are not gonna like this. That's pretty funny. But I don't really care. Okay, so this is just the truth of the situation. It is what it is. I think probably in the 90% of men watch porn, and on a regular basis. I used to watch porn. I understand it wasn't like super easy to quit, but I mean, it wasn't that hard. So, I mean, no, I don't really have much sympathy. And then what I found is a lot of people like to act like, yeah, porn's bad. Yeah, but they're still watching porn. Hey, I know you're lying. I know you're still watching porn. Chill, bro. Watching Runaways. Like Owen always says, watching Runaways get plowed by grabblers. Cool story. It's weird. And then now that I've stopped watching porn, it's just all completely weird. Okay, because if you really think about it, you're watching some other dude. What? You're watching another dude. Like, porn's disgusting now that I really think about it, you know? You're watching another dude. That's obviously not the only reason that it's bad, but it's just pretty funny. Girls don't like porn. I've met some that do. But yeah, it's definitely predominantly a problem with males. So let's just get into it. Porn is a weapon. I hope y'all can hear me good. I'm assuming someone would say something if you couldn't. I probably could have reset my computer, but I already had this all set up, and who cares? Porn's a weapon. Each time porn is viewed, brain damage is incurred by a flood of synthetically generated dopamine. Studies have shown that consistent viewing of porn damages dopamine receptors and also decreases gray matter in the brain, This is a form of brain damage which leads to low testosterone, anxiety, depression, decreased self-confidence, depletion of minerals, and less motivation. Porn also disconnects the viewer from reality and degrades the relationship between men and women, making it easier to control the population. If something is free, you are the product. Pretty well put. Why is porn free? You're getting two adults to videotape them in one of the most vulnerable states you could be in, and then it's just flooded throughout the internet for free. Oh, you have to pay for some porn. Cool story. Almost all porn is free. You can watch any kind of porn you want to for free. That isn't weird. No one thinks that's weird. I mean, there's production costs. It's weird. Porn stars make most of their money being escorts. Yeah, cool. All right, so this was pretty interesting. 68% of Christian men view pornography on a regular basis. Y'all really knocking it out of the park. So I don't really get it now that I've stopped, but I do get it, right? People are addicted to it, but whatever. Let's just get into some of the effects, if I can find some. Let's see, where's these articles? Boom. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna read some of this article here. This has got a little bit of gravel in it, but good luck finding things that don't have any gravel in it. Okay. It's not letting me scroll up and down. You are being lame. Okay, we'll go to this one. All right, it might sound extreme to hear that porn has a severe effect on your brain. I mean, how can something you look at have such a strong effect? We watch TV, movies, and play video games. You don't hear many people talking about addiction and damage from those things, so why porn? Well, that's patently false. Okay, people are addicted to all of those things: TV, movies, and video games. In fact, in 2020, now we have Netflix. You watch a TV series and you become addicted to it and binge watch the entire series in consecutive hours. People are obviously addicted to video games. That's like what they were designed to do. I know many people whose entire life revolves around nothing but video games. All they do is play video games. So, pretty stupid intro there. Here's how porn is not different. It hijacks our brain's pleasure centers. In case you didn't know, you and every mammal has something called a pleasure center deep in your brain, and it affects your thoughts, cravings, and behavior. True to its name, it releases chemicals into your brain that make you feel pleasure. Normally, it's a great system that encourages you to do healthy things like eat, feel good about a workout, or enjoy a kiss. Those chemicals give you a high, so to speak, that makes you want to do it again and thereby increase your chances of survival. Pretty incredible how complex even just that one part of our brain is. Unfortunately, your brain can be tricked by addictive substances that trip off false signals. It can discern the difference between good or bad substance, and it will crank out dopamine, which grows your craving for that substance. Normally, your brain has a built-in off switch for natural pleasures. Dopamine cells stop firing after repeated consumption of a natural reward, explains director of the National Institute of Drug Abuse. But addictive drugs or experiences increase dopamine levels without giving the brain a break. This basically forces the brain to override and chase the thrill of what's making it feel so fantastic. That's what happens when you smoke, use drugs, drink, and consume porn. Believe it or not, studies show that those who consume pornography more frequently have brains that are less connected, less active, and even smaller in certain areas. The reason this happens is because your brain is made up of 100 billion nerves called neurons. These guys are why you never forget to ride a bike. They send information from your brain to parts of your body, and the more frequently they go back and forth, the more permanent their paths become. That is the science behind the phrase, practice makes perfect. If we're practicing porn, then we're wiring our brains around that activity. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the science behind how porn impacts the brain. I highly encourage you to seek out more information. Blah, 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 blah. In James 1:14-15, but each one is tempted when he is carried away and enticed by his own lust. Then when lust has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and when sin is accomplished, it brings forth death. So that's pretty cool. A lot of references down here. I'll probably link that in a second in the description. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with the other article, but this pretty much is a summary right here. Okay, so what it does is it floods your brain with, artificial dopamine, and also what it simply does is it desensitizes you. Okay, so pretty simple to understand this, right? Like, say you're in a war and you have to kill your first person. You're like, whoa, that sucked. You freak out about it, and then you get used to killing people. It's the same thing. It's called desensitization, right? You're desensitizing your mind. So when you're watching porn and you can pick any category of any woman that looks like anything, doing anything, and it just progresses more and more and more extreme to where you're watching some girl hanging on a ceiling fan upside down, getting beat from every direction while she's getting shot with airsoft guns or something crazy. You keep on needing more and more and more. It's because you're becoming desensitized. Now, if you translate that into the real world, you're going to have an issue connecting with people on an emotional or sexual level because you become desensitized from the very act of sexual intercourse itself. Of course, you don't need to run around having sex with a bunch of random people either, because that also desensitizes sex. I did that for part of my life. I know that to be objective. It desensitizes you from sex. It's not something I'm proud of, but I guess, hey, I'm some dude that decides to put himself on the internet. So I'll be honest with you. I did used to do that, and it desensitizes sex. It desensitizes the meaning of it. It desensitizes your ability to have intimate relationships, your ability to connect with people on a deeper level, because you just don't care. You become desensitized from it. It's the same thing with porn, only porn it's a virtual desensitization that then translates into the real world, so it has epic results, epic effects. So it's pretty simple of a concept to understand. Now, this is why that porn is directly related to erectile dysfunction, right? Pretty simple to understand that. Now, a bunch of these, cameras, it seems like that's the only thing that'll really get their attention. So I know they stalk my content. Dude, you're going to have erectile dysfunction if you keep watching porn. It's pretty simple why. Okay, again, it's the same thing we were just talking about, the desensitization. You're like, oh, well, this girl isn't a dime that's hanging on a ceiling fan. So you're going to have erectile dysfunction, okay? And it literally damages your brain, literally, and you're flooding with dopamine, which is going to create a false sense of enjoyment or of a high, and so you're going to become addicted to it. It was designed like that. Let's just call it like it is. All porn seems to be owned by the same little gravelers that own all the other media and give it to you for free because it makes you desensitized. Also, you're much less likely to go find a mate and settle down and create a family because you're much less likely to even go find and talk to a female because you're a little gamma now. So it's obviously an attack that's much multifaceted, and part of it being that it's going to attack the family. Of course, also, I'm sure that this isn't a real highlight in marriages, right? All right, let's see what you are talking about first. Now, without the gravel can be no gravy. I'd rather not listen. I'd rather not use my rather young mind to listen to these things, to be honest. Hey, it's all good, but maybe it's not for you, man. But if you're watching porn, but you need to stop, bro. I don't care how young you are, because that doesn't really mean anything to me. I know for a fact that you've heard of porn before, dude. And I know you've seen it before, too. So it's actually being heavily attacked at or aimed at the youth. But it's all good, bro. I understand. But this has to be covered, in my opinion. Whoa. I threw it in the box for a reason. It's pretty gross, yeah. I'm not going to go in much detail, man, but I just want people to understand that. So yeah, it just desensitizes you, man, and it makes you like a little zombie, and it drains like the male life force from you, and it's ridiculous, and it was set up by the grabblers. That's why it's free. Again, you know, if something's free, you're the product. And then, of course, 68% of Christian men view pornography on a regular basis. That doesn't really add up, does it? Here's something that'll probably trigger some gammas, but we've all seen these infamous pictures. Yeah, yep. Well, turns out that that material was actually from some institutions that were pushing a transgender and homosexual agenda, and that's why they burned the books. Okay, so why weren't we told that? Why weren't we told that? Why were we showed these pictures and then just made it look like, oh, they're trying to eliminate education or something? No. Okay, this is not an advocation. It's just a fact. This is a fact. You can look that up. Okay, so those institutions were pushing degenerate material. And porn's not always been legal. It wasn't accepted, and you know, it's just ridiculous, man. It erodes your brain. I don't plan on going very long in this. It's very simple. So listen, man, stop watching porn. What you might need to do is go talk to a real life female. There's just a out of left field thought for you. Maybe actually interact with real women, right? You know, and then certain things you can do. Start working out. Just have more self-control. It's really pretty simple. Do whatever you need to do. I don't know the level of different people's addiction, but again, I can see you. I can't, but I know that you're still watching porn. I know that you may say that you know it's bad. Stop it, bro. Stop. Just suck it up. You can delete your browser history, but you can't hide from God. Okay, and if you don't want to believe in God, it doesn't make him go away. But regardless, it's very simple. Even outside of that, it's physically bad for you. It's going to create ED. It's going to erode your brain. It has been put out in the public for the free because it's going to desensitize people. It's going to make a bunch of males little gamma cucks, and then it's going to break up the family. And then, of course, when you're running around like a little gamma with your head cut off, you know, women aren't going to want to be with you. This has a domino effect here. This is just one piece of many that has been used to go at society, and it's not a new thing. Okay, so there you go. I don't want to get particularly graphic or anything, man. Look, it's pretty simple. It's super bad for you. Okay, so there you go. If someone's got some questions or whatever, go for it. Stop watching porn. Stop drinking fluoride. Start working out. Get out in the sun. Think for yourself. Maybe read some actual informative material. Stop watching Netflix and playing video games and watching TV 24/7. Think for yourself. You know, I'm on the computer quite a bit, but I like to read informative things. I get on here and I have interactions with people that are intelligent and well informed, and we have, you know, educational conversations. We don't just sit there and like kill fake people on the video game all day. So you need to stop. It's desensitizing you from reality. It's making you a little gamma. You need to grow up and get over it. Okay. And I saw some studies. There were people that like were never confident enough to talk to women, were super depressed, ended up dropping out of college, or it took them 2-3 years extra to graduate from college because they were really depressed and constantly procrastinating. They stopped watching pornography. They become much more productive. One dude said he started a business within a month from quitting. He increased his income by 300%. You know, he now had the confidence to talk to women. There's all kinds of things. It's going to release anxiety. It's going to remove anxiety. It's going to remove depression. So you don't need to go to a doctor and get some synthetic medicine. What you need to do is cut the sin out of your life. And even if you don't like that word, doesn't really matter. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do. The wizards, they have to get you to hurt yourself. All they do is give it to you. They make it readily accessible, certainly in 2020, but you still have to go click on that browser, bro, to watch the runway, right? Like, that's your decision. So stop it. Okay, you can delete your browser. It doesn't go anywhere. You can pretend you don't watch porn. That doesn't change anything. We know you're lying. Stop watching porn. Okay, because it's really bad for your brain, bro, and you're not going to be able to see through the spells. You're going to fall for all the wizardry because you don't know what's going on. Quite simple. All right, moving on. Start working out, man. 1920s Berlin is where the LGBT agenda originates. Started my channel to expose it. Go check out Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. It was LGBT material. Yeah, exactly. That's what this really was. You just take that and you do what you want to do with it. But pretty funny we weren't told about that. Real talk's not always easy, but much needed. Let them know. Yeah, I am, bro. You're right. This is something. I mean, hopefully that guy didn't just like get uncomfortable because it's an issue for him. But I know younger guys are targeted pretty heavily. And of course, if you're thinking about this from the grabbler's position, what better way to help subvert society than to get them when they're young? Okay, and that's why a study suggests that most men boys view their first piece of pornographic material around the age of 10, and they become heavily addicted to it. They become frequent users. It drains the life from you, removes motivation, increases depression, increases anxiety, and increases societal or social anxiety because you can't talk to real women because you're used to staring at a screen. Just like any addiction, it takes more and more extremes to satisfy. Exactly. Yep. And more of it, right? Increasing the quantity and the extreme nature of it. It's literally like anything. It's just like someone, the first time they smoked a cigarette, they coughed really hard. Now they're smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Porn is responsible for many abortions, I'm sure. Sure, yeah, that makes sense to an extent. Actually, what it's doing, though, it's actually causing men to not even like engage with real women. I wonder why they would want that. Oh yeah, they're attacking the family. They don't want you to make babies. Be fruitful and multiply. It doesn't mean run around like a loser hooking up with everybody that'll let you hook up with them. Again, I kind of did that for a portion of my life, and all it does is desensitize you. It isn't something to brag about at all. Have to be brutally honest here so we can help others. Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, I obviously don't do this YouTube channel to appease other people's opinions. He feels me. He's not joking when it comes to the subject. It's much deeper than that, though. Enlighten me what you mean by that. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's promoting lust. It's a metaphysical thing, but everything is. Everything is. But and so what this does is, I mean, think about it's molding the brains of young boys. And then so what they do is when they see a girl, they immediately sexually objectify them in their mind, their mind, because that's the way they view women now, right? And they have a limited interaction in real life with women. It's a psychological attack, and this is scientifically provable, man. It floods your brain with dopamine. You're looking at images. You're looking at something that isn't there, so it's virtual, and it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. Stop watching porn. Stop. Like, if you pride yourself in being a man, right? Are you not strong enough to stop watching porn made by grabblers used to attack your mind? Yeah, no problem. Real talk is not always easy. Oh yeah. So I went back up. I'm so glad Pornhub wasn't around when I was 10. Back then, you had to find some crumbled up paper by the river or some kind. Kid with the dad you could steal it from. It was rare. Yeah. Yeah, times are getting a little bit ridiculous, that's for sure. No wonder I can't find a good man. Yeah. I'm assuming you're a woman, but yeah. That's a big part of it. It's a big part of it because women can't shape shift into every fantasy that a guy comes up with, and that's why it leads to ED, and it's eroding your brain, bro. Porn is bad for your marriage, way better without it. Yeah, I would think so. Porn's bad for everything. What is porn good for? You can't name anything. You literally can't name anything. So, other than some selfish little gamma desire. And I know that a lot of people disagree with me on this, probably, and it's because of they still watch porn and they really like it. I don't care. Okay, your opinion didn't change the science. Your opinion doesn't change the metaphysical residue. Your opinion doesn't change the plethora of statistical evidence to show you that it causes ED, that it causes that it like basically erodes your brain. This stuff doesn't go anywhere. So just stop. Again, this isn't new. Okay. Seems like they knew it wasn't good. So all right, I think we pretty much covered that. I mean, I don't think there's much more to talk about. It's really simple. So we can just have an open exchange here. Actually, I'm going to show you all a video. Obviously not related to this. But there's this goober named, ironically named, Mr. Sensible. I don't know if y'all have heard of him. But on my 17 pressure stream, this dude just like came on a barrage. So y'all see this little loser here. Mr. Sensible. And then he put a hit piece out, I guess. Whitsitt in his word salad. It's not. I don't have to put the disclaimer on here. You're using all my content to make your freaking video. We're obviously not gonna like actually watch this. It's all nonsense, and I'm not even kidding at all. It's like literally nonsense. He has to misrepresent everything I'm saying. Hey, one of the funniest parts though, if y'all choose to watch, it's like 19 minutes. It's pretty funny. I wouldn't actually encourage it. You know, maybe slap through, hit thumbs down, but I don't really care if you do that either. It's just he sent a ton of people out to thumbs down my videos, spam my comments, but again, I don't really care. But anyway, what's funny is at one point, because I was live, I went live. Like I go live and just talk in live time, right off the top of my head. At one point, I was like, it took me like 3 seconds, like kind of like that right there, to say something, and he was like, he like stops it and he goes back to him. He like looks at his watch. He's like, get it out. I'm like, oh, go on. You've made like 17, 20, like 20, 30 cuts in this video that you've made. And I'm like freestyling and you're going to make fun of how long it took me to say something. And it was like 3 seconds. So, and we're not watching this, but yeah, this dude, Whitsitt in his word salad. WitsitGetsIt serves word salad without dressing. Follow his at Mattoon debate. This Dunning-Kruger-Howard flurf still thinks that he won the debate and can't understand why Mattoon didn't just concede. Oh, y'all aren't even seeing it. Yeah, so yeah, good one, man. Let's just annoy him a bit by picking apart some of his guff. Of course, he's got a bunch of people amping him up. As you can see right here, I come in and said, ha ha ha, what a gamma. Want to come on my show, as opposed to being a gamma male making content about me. How about you jump on my channel live, All-Star? He said, oh dear, you said you'd back up your claims and you gave zero evidence. Oh, I said, so you're scared to come on my stream, and he didn't respond because he's not going to, because I would obviously dismantle this little goober. He's a grabbler, so anyway, moving on. Anyway, that's Mr. Sensible, or I guess I'll show y'all what this dude looks like. There he is. Looks like a real cool guy. Super cool guy, Mr. Sensible here. Very ironic name. Definition of a gamma, by the way. All right, so moving on. I'm going to show you this little video. Someone sent me this video a few days ago, so it's pretty ironic that I was just sent this video, but there's less. I honestly hate that I even gave him much time. What's up, HRH? How's it going, bro? Love. That's his specialty, misrepresentation. I'm assuming, yeah, Mr. Sensible, he's a loser. Yeah, he misrepresented everything, but he still didn't win the argument. I said, gravity's nothing more than incoherent dielectric acceleration. He said that was word salad. Okay, so since you're stupid, then that means that I'm wrong. What a cool story, Gamma. I hope this dude comes on my show, but he's not going to. Mr. Sensitive, yeah. Mr. Clean. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was laughing the whole time when I watched it. I didn't watch it at first, but then I got kind of bored. I ended up watching it. But anyway, so let's just watch this video if I can get it to find it first. Here we go.
Horizon isn't a physical thing. It's just the point at which geometrically the tangent that you're looking at towards the surface of the Earth. So that red area right now is hidden behind the horizon, the physical geometric horizon.
Behind the physical horizon.
Yeah.
Yep. Higher in elevation than it usually is.
The horizon isn't an object. It's just a point a certain distance away from you. I mean, correct. The blue area.
Not you. We don't have a geometric horizon. They're not deep. The Earth is not a globe.
We do have a geometric horizon. We just can't see it. But perhaps we better agree to disagree. But I would like to see that butane experiment done again. There is no the horizon. There is a geometric horizon. But if you walk forward 6 feet, the geometric horizon would move away from you by 6 feet. It's not an exact point. It's at a distance.
So that's apparent. It changes. We're going to ask you if it is an apparent location of the horizon, what is cutting off the bottoms of those ships?
On occasions when you see that, the ship is beyond the geometric horizon, and the amount of refraction is not enough to lift them further into view. So that the geometric horizon is hiding them.
So we can see the geometric horizon on some days?
We do have a geometric horizon, we just can't see it, but perhaps we better agree to disagree. But I would like to see that butane experiment done again.
So we can see the geometric horizon on some days?
No, it's hidden behind the water, but there's not enough refraction to lift the image of the full ship above that apparent horizon. At best, what you've done, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Ding, ding, ding! What do we have for Johnny?
Andrew Young cites geometric horizon as where the apparent horizon would be if there were no refraction, equivalently where the cone with the vertex at the observer's eye in tangent to the sea surface.
So you said the geometric horizon is what? That refracted?
It's where the apparent horizon would be if there were no refraction.
Okay, so it is the horizon that we see because there's only one horizon. The horizon is the refracted horizon, correct?
No.
That's what you just, I'm sorry, you just said that.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, Andy?
Of course. Yeah, that's what you just said, Brenda.
We don't have an apparent horizon and a geometric horizon. We just have a horizon. It's just not geometric.
Correct.
Yeah, well then, welcome to flat Earth. You've just made it plain we don't have a geometric horizon. So what geometric position, moron? You don't have one.
We do.
Oh, so now we do. Only 30 seconds ago, ladies and gentlemen, he made it plain we don't have a geometric horizon, and now we do.
No, we don't have a geometric horizon.
You see, double flip-flopping.
We have got geometry, and it's
No, we haven't. We've demonstrated a geometric impossibility in the black swan image. Ergo, you don't have a geometric horizon.
No, we don't have a geometric horizon.
Yeah, see, there he goes again. Can't seem to make up his mind. He needs a geometric horizon for his Earth curve maths, but we haven't got one according to him. You've lost. So we definitely don't have a geometric horizon.
I didn't say we did.
Yeah, we don't. Welcome to flat Earth. Wow.
Pretty funny stuff, man. Pretty funny stuff. Someone just sent me that. I thought it was hilarious because, ironically, the dude at the beginning is the guy that made that piece. I bet he watches porn. Dude, that dude definitely watches porn, bro. Definitely. That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's go back over here to this little loser. All right. Guys, you want to keep watching porn? You're going to turn into this guy. Do you want to be like this guy? The real question is, do you want to be this guy right here? Don't be that guy. Stop watching porn. That'd be great. What up, by the way, Paige? Yeah, dude, it's pretty hilarious. They double speak so bad, yep. Hopefully, the odds are he will not come on my show, obviously. I mean, if y'all want to, we could go through some of the video he made about me. I don't really care personally, but if y'all wanted to see it, I guess we could. Obviously, I can dismantle it in my sleep. So stupid. It's hilarious. Yeah, dude. So funny, bro. Because he's like, he's like, like, what an idiot, bro. What an idiot. And then at the beginning of the video he made about me, like, shows all of his patrons. He has like a ton of patrons. I have like 2. He has a ton of patrons for lying and being a little grabbler, loser, gambler. Like, what a clown world, you know? It's like Coriolis does 2 things that clash with each other. Yeah, their entire model is contradictory. Yeah. Geometric horizon is what for years globe proponents claimed that boats went over. Yeah, exactly. And now they'll literally like lie blatantly and say they never said that. Don't be that guy. Exactly. So stop watching porn. Stop watching porn. Stop. I can see your browser history right now. You need to chill, bro. Stop watching porn. All right, yeah, I'll go through the video, I guess. Yeah, let's check a little bit of it out. Sure, why not? What's it gonna hurt? Little loser. This loser. Again, guys, if you want to be like this guy, you just keep on watching those runaways on the pornography that's free, given to you by grabblers that erode your brain. All right. Like, I love Globers because they're so like dishonest themselves. Globers are like so dishonest themselves. They think they had to put that disclaimer up there like I was going to copy strike his video. Dude, I don't care about your video, dude. You know, like, you're cool, bro. Like, put my video up there. All you do is make yourself look stupid to anyone with above 100 IQ. Anyway, I'm just going to try to make this full screen, so I'm not going to really be able to keep an eye on everything, but it should be all right.
Hello and welcome. Grab yourself a seat. Recently, MC2 had a debate with WitsitGetsIt, a guy called Austin. Unfortunately, Whitsitt doesn't get it. Unlike my wonderful patrons, with massive thanks to all my patrons, including new patrons Alice Fangstrom, John Roswell, TechBlog.
I don't care. Oh, okay.
Put forward some excellent arguments in his debate with Austin. The excellent creator, MC2.
This guy's such a gambler.
Excellent, vaguely polite, very intelligent. Put forward some excellent arguments in his debate with Austin. who crapped on the floor and said,
Oh no.
and not much more. I thought, I fancy a pop at this guy. Roll VT.
So yeah, let's go figure out this mystical problem that seems to elude the cognitive grasp of Plovers.
Oh yes, well this should be fun, Austin.
That's still hilarious to me, dude. I'm roasting them.
So yeah, let's go figure out this mystical problem that seems to elude the cognitive grasp of Plovers.
Oh yes, well this should be fun, Austin.
So as you see here, definition of gas pressure. Pressure is a force exerted by a substance per unit area on another substance. The pressure of a gas is the force that the gas exerts on the walls of its container.
Well, no problems with that per se, but it's not just the walls of a container. If you have a container and the pressure against those walls is 20 psi, if you move your measuring device to the center of the container, it would read 20 psi.
What a cool story. What is your point? Jeez, dude.
You know, just a note, they're all going to say the same thing because it's obvious that the necessary antecedent to pressure is containment.
Oh, Austin, don't forget that bit just below your highlighted section. Atmospheric pressure varies with height, just as water pressure varies with depth. So in this article that you're quoting from, they make clear that there is a difference.
Cool story. We know that the world is controlled by this nonsense religion of heliocentrism. We get it. That isn't the point. There's gas pressure in the atmosphere, bruh.
I.e., for the hard of thinking, atmospheric pressure is not the same as gas pressure.
Gas pressure is in the atmosphere.
They invoke this mystical deified version of containment that doesn't exist anywhere else. It can't be substantiated.
Well, yes, I agree.
Yeah, because it's objective. You little grabbler watching porn looking loser.
If you look up these definitions all over the place, it will say gas pressure is the pressure against the walls of container.
But of course, that isn't what pressure actually requires. Pressure is a force exerted by the substance per unit area on another substance. The pressure of a gas is the force that the gas exerts on the walls of its container, which is what we just read. When you blow air into a balloon, the balloon expands because the pressure of air molecules is greater on the inside of the balloon than the outside.
Get on with it.
Pressure is property which determines the direction in which mass flows. Mass, i.e. matter. If the balloon is released, the air moves from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure.
Real fast.
Which determines the direction in which mass flows. Mass, i.e. matter. If the balloon is released, the air moves from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure.
First draw map. No one is denying that pressurized balloon, if you let it go, unless you top.
When you blow air into a balloon, the balloon expands because the pressure of air molecules is greater on the inside of the balloon than the outside.
Get on with it.
Good one. Good one, dude.
Pressure is property which determines the direction in which mass flows. Mass, i.e. matter. If the balloon is released, the air moves from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure.
First draw map. No one is denying that pressurized balloon, if you let it go, unless you tie a knot in it, ask that guy, if you let it go, the air will rush out and equalize. But have you considered?
You see how, look, everything is different now? This dude did all kinds of different cuts to respond to a live. And he still hasn't, like, he's already missed the whole point, which is that there's gas pressure in the atmosphere. Dude, it's so funny, bro. It's pretty funny.
The air pressure at sea level is a lot higher than the air pressure at the top of Everest.
It's a lot higher.
It doesn't all rush up the mountain.
What's with this dude touching his chin so much, bro? You've been watching porn.
And there's no container between it.
Oh, does it now? Because apparently this is negated whenever there's a vacuum linear to our pressurized system here on Earth. Because of the invoking of a deified, unsubstantiated, elusive force known as gravity.
Stop using that term. deified.
No, because that's what y'all do. You deify this unsubstantiated quote-unquote force. In fact, that is the Newtonian application, mutual mass acceleration, proportionate mass, that it is a force, but it was superseded in 1915. Now gravity is an effect of the warping of space-time, time dilation.
It's not deified. Gravity exists.
Oh. Well, since this bald-headed goober, Gamma, that watches probably 15 hours of porn a week, said so, then, oh, man, it must be real.
Whether you consider it a force, or curvature of space-time, or unicorn farts, it doesn't matter. What matters
So, whether if you consider it unicorn farts, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay.
is the fact you let go of an object, it will go downwards at 9.8 meters per second. Something is making it do that. All right.
See that? Does anyone? I just lost brain cells, dude. I don't even think I have to respond to that.
Now what's the value of these themselves? NASA. This is a NASA resource. Okay.
Look at him.
Definition of pressure from the kinetic theory of gases. A gas is composed of large red
This
molecules.
dude has never seen a real life female, dude.
They're very small relative to the distance between molecules. The molecules of a gas are in a constant random motion, frequently collide with each other in a wall-spinning container. The molecules possess physical properties of mass, again, i.e. matter, momentum, and energy. The momentum of a single molecule is a product of its mass, again, i.e. matter, and velocity.
So this guy speeds up my video where you can't hear what I'm saying and then acts like I sound stupid.
Well, kinetic energy is 1/2 the mass times the square of the velocity. As a gas molecules collide with the walls of a container, as shown on the left of the figure, the molecules impart momentum.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah, dude, you need to chill with all that. You stop watching porn and eating all the nonsense because you're an idiot.
Walls, producing a force perpendicular to the wall. The sum of the forces of all the molecules trapped in the wall divided by the area of the wall is divided by the pressure. So this is NASA themselves defining, giving us the molecular definition of pressure, and they use the word container and wall a plethora of times in one singular paragraph.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas?
A what?
A plethora. Oh, yes. You have a plethora.
That's actually pretty funny.
Look, my pouty princess.
Oh, coming from the Gamma.
No one is denying that.
So, yes, obviously it is common sense that the necessary antecedent to gas pressure is a physical barrier, and of course our atmosphere has gas pressure. Atmosphere, because there is no sphere.
Yeah, don't worry. You can use the word atmosphere without us assuming that you conceded anything, okay?
For all intents and purposes, we'll just call it the atmosphere, and the atmosphere has gas pressure, right?
Oh, you little rascal, you tried to slip that in, didn't you? The gas in the atmosphere has atmospheric pressure. It's something different.
No, there's gas pressure in the atmosphere. It doesn't matter if you want to say that there isn't. It's objective.
That's one of the things with Changes Tune. McLooney Tune said, was that it didn't really matter if there was a physical barrier because of his deified force known as gravity.
What MC Toon did say during the debate was gravity was the container.
And
That's what I just said, you moron.
Like I said earlier, it's impossible to.
And actually, it isn't. No, it's acting as the containment.
People to even concede that this would be an anomaly.
Oh, concede. Another favourite word of yours. How many times did you use that in the debate with MC? Always claiming that he'd conceded something when he hadn't. Anyway, gravity is the lid that holds our atmosphere in, and it's the force or the effect that gives atmospheric pressure.
Wait, which one is it, man? Is it the force or the effect, you moron?
The atmosphere would inherently be an anomaly to the physical law of all other observable phenomena regarding gas pressure. And McLooney Tunes, at one time when asked about the gas pressure, I said something about gas pressure, and then he said atmospheric pressure, and I said, does the atmosphere have gas in it?
The only reason there is pressure in our atmosphere is the weight of the atmosphere above due to gravity.
Oh, what a convenient reification you got there, Mr. Clean.
So that's kind of the world that we live in, when we're talking to these toddlers known as glovers. And again, to clarify, I think the Earth is a globe. I don't call you a glober. I don't call you a globe zealot or a religious zealot or.
No, apparently you tell us that we deify everything and we're toddlers. Ad hoc.
Yeah, dude. Look at you, bro. Look at how you're behaving. Honestly, that's an insult to toddlers.
Much.
I don't even consider myself to be flat smacking you. Those are for the people that look directly into the face of contradictory evidence and they double down ignorantly, arrogantly. It's typically a lot to do with ego and lack of information, ignorance. And so that's when you get this title that's well deserved of being a religious zealot, a globe zealot, a glober. Okay, and that's what Looney Tunes is, of course.
Yeah, carry on with your ad homs.
Okay, whatever. McLooney Tunes has literally ran around bashing me for months now, bro. So, and now you're obviously on the hit list. So, I mean, you've done this to yourself. And again, I invited this dude to come onto my stream. He won't even respond to the comment because he had to edit his video and make all kinds of different cuts, as is pretty easily seen and observed with all the changing of lighting and angles and etc., just to respond to a small fraction of me live streaming. What a loser.
And MC2 wiped the floor with you. The problem is, thanks to Mr. Dunning and Mr. Kruger, you didn't even realize it.
Dude, think about the irony of that. McToon wiped the floor with me. Well, let's just address that one first, Mr. Clean. First, I said, McToon, can you substantiate curvature? He showed me an image of a horizon saying that was proof of curvature. Or, well, nothing can be proven, so it was evidence of curvature. In the same debate, he conceded, and I quote, "We never see the geometric horizon." Therefore, he refuted his own postulation, Mr. Clean, Gamma, Secret King. Okay? And he wiped the floor with me, and he literally had to beg the question, and he couldn't understand what begging the question fallacy was, and he did it like 5 times in a row, showing an image, showing footage of someone going up in the atmosphere and saying, this proves it, this proves that there's no barrier, this proves gravity is the containment, and there was still an area above him, which was the question, so he invoked the atmosphere and the nature of the earth to answer the question of, what is the nature of the earth? The dude didn't win 1 point in the entire argument or the entire debate. It was Clown World. All right, let's go back to this little grabbler.
So what can you do with people like that? That shows blatant dishonesty when it comes to an intellectual forum. It's laughable.
Pressure is a force exerted by the substance per unit area on another substance. The pressure of gas is the force that the gas exerts on the walls of its container, yada, yada, yada. Definition.
Oh, yada, yada, yada.
Of gaspressure.edu. Your link. Atmospheric pressure is defined as the force per unit area exerted against the surface by the weight of the air above that surface.
Yeah, weight, also invoking the reification of the definition regarding mass and the deified, unsubstantiated claim of the force of the imposed causality of gravity, you moron.
Definition of atmospheric pressure.edu. I'd call that dishonest.
I'd call everything you've ever said dishonest, dude.
That's cherry picking. Snipping out a small section when Austin, for some reason, goes on about sodomy.
I forgot about that. I gotta watch it again. Does it just prove this dude's been watching all my stuff?
Snipping out a small section when Austin, for some reason, goes on about sodomy.
I bet he's offended. Look at this dude watching sodomy porn all the time, bro. Beat himself off into oblivion, bro.
Let's see. Of course, the definition for gas pressure is that it has to have a container, walls, container, walls, container, walls, right? This is obvious. So again, Glovers are claiming that the atmosphere is the one exception to this rule, right?
Not so much. Here's some hydrogen plasma under pressure.
Oh, look, this dude just showed us a picture. Okay, look, this is a still shot picture. Now listen to what he says. And yeah, we're just going to go through all of it. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm not going to ever do it again, so I figure we might as well just go through all of it.
Not so much. Here's some hydrogen plasma under pressure without touching the walls of the container. Its container is a magnetic container, not a physical container. Our atmosphere is contained by gravity and not a physical container.
Oh, so what is this? What's this experiment done in? Where was this done? Was this done in Narnia, where there are no walls? I'm sorry. Where was this done? Oh yeah, somewhere with a container and containment of physicality. Again, you're a moron.
So they invoke the deified force of gravity.
Again, with the deified term. I hope that you are not going to invoke anything that doesn't have evidence.
So I asked Platoon on Facebook today, after it's been a week since the debate, right? And it's been like pulling teeth to even get him to concede anything.
Because he had nothing to concede.
Oh, even though his original postulation of curvature was refuted by him himself, and then he begged the question over and over, which is a fallacious argument. He used the begging the question fallacy over and over. Couldn't even concede it. You couldn't even concede the atmosphere would be the one anomaly to the rule. You could not concede the fact that he had no experimentation to prove even the theoretical postulation that he was presenting. So, yeah, you're once again wrong, Mr. Clean.
So I asked him, okay, well, which gravity exactly is it that you're invoking to explain, the containment of gas pressure in the atmosphere on Earth? And he said, both of them. I was like, okay, that's cool, bro. So you are invoking Newtonian gravity. And I was like, that was actually superseded in 1915.
No, it was refined. We still use Newtonian gravity for all sorts of things, not least of which is things like orbits of the planets and satellites, etc.
Yeah, see, this dude's an idiot, okay? But yeah, dude, of course your religion tries to use anything it can. It's nothing but a religion of doublespeak and contradictions. But to clarify, let me come back over here. So maybe if Mr. Clean, since he seems to stalk my content, maybe he'll see this. Hey, Mr. Clean, I can see your browser history. Stop watching porn, Mr. Clean. Okay, so Newtonian gravity claims to be a force, a cause, and then Einsteinian gravity claims to be the effect of warped space-time, time dilation, curved space. So how can gravity be both a cause and an effect? You moron. Oh, it can't. It can't. Because that's stupid, Mr. Clean. Moving on.
He says, no, it's not. And Newtonian gravity is a fact, right? Well, what is Newtonian gravity? Newton's law of universal gravitation is usually stated that every particle attracts every other particle in the universe with a force, which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers.
Well, it is true that Newton thought of it as a force.
No, it's actually not. You didn't even postulate an explanation. You just don't know your own religion. You regurgitate consensus because you're stupid.
But you can still take that equation and plug figures into it.
Oh, cool story. Cool story. You must not understand the electromagnetic history behind it.
And get the correct answer. It works.
Oh, cool, because math is a description. Yeah. So once you make an observation and then give a metrical representation to it that's consistent, of course you can replicate it.
Over here in the real world, detached from the nonsense that is heliocentrism, we like to actually back up things that we say instead of just saying the word force.
Oh, good. So you're going to back up everything about the flat Earth, eh? How the sun and the moon stay up there. How the size of
How they stay up there. What are you talking about, Mr. Clean? Yeah, they revolve over top of us. You moron. How they stay up there. What? Oh, they have magnetic permeability levels. Loser.
their rotation around the North Pole changes throughout the year, and how the sun must have to speed up when it completes a larger circuit, even though when we measure it, it does. How eclipses work, how seasons work, how.
Oh, well, it's pretty obvious how seasons work. Yep. They have the sun has a revolution over top of the earth. We all know this. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. It's a perfect example of what porn does to your brain.
We stick to the earth rather than float away.
Oh, well, that's just based off of your presupposition that we need something to keep us from floating away because you have invoked this mystical cartoon spinning ball that defies the basic laws of physics, saying that as we go across this ball, we'll be going all different directions, so we need a force to bring us down to the earth. Of course, we don't live on a spinning ball, Mr. Clean, so we don't need something to keep us from floating away. And of course, it's just called relative density being the primary factor. In fact, let me come back over here so I can look you in the eyes, Mr. Clean, because again, I know that you like to frequent my streams. Hey, Mr. Clean, here's the deal, bro. We don't need something to keep us from floating away, right? Because we're on a flat stationary plane. There's just a universal frame of reference. Okay, there's up and down, right? We're not going around this ball in all these different angles where we need to be prevented from flying away. Here's a little research that you can do. Here's a little research homework study project for you. Okay, weight is actually not just mass and distance specific, but it's medium, location, coherency, and vector specific also. So run along, Mr. Clean. Stop watching porn and maybe learn your own religion that you think you know is real. Moving on.
How the stars. Come on and back it up.
Okay, so it has never been proven to be such a thing. Okay.
Wait, what did you just say?
Earth rather than seasons work. How we stick to the earth rather than float away.
He said that like he's so smart, dude. This is awful.
How the stars. Come on and back it up.
What did you? How the stars what, Mr. Clean, dude?
Seasons work. How we stick to the earth rather than float away. How the stars. Come on and back it up.
Okay, so it has never been proven to be such a thing. And it's not that there isn't some argument for it. I, of course, think that gravity is nothing more than incoherent dielectric acceleration. I would actually go as far as to say it's quite provable. We can do experiments to demonstrate exactly how this works. Everything is dielectric.
Dude, that's not backing it up. That's making a bold ass, unsupported assertion.
All right, let's just come back over here. I can see your browser history. I can see it. By your behavior, it's not looking good, Mr. Clean. All right, bro. When I said we can do experiments to back this up, I wasn't kidding because we do have experiments to back it up. It's actually done by my boy Zach, Good Times for All, and it's on Glowbusters' channel that we can show that even though that there is an incoherency to the magnetism, that it will still attract both sides of said magnet. So there is still some slight attraction. Of course, magnets don't attract. They accelerate towards each other. More specifically, they accelerate to the null pressure point in between. What the experiment, right? That's real science, having a independent variable that we can manipulate, right? Science, not mathematical nonsense. We saw that as you increase the mass of incoherency, it's inversely proportionate to the magnitude of pull, right? So of pull. So we know that as the mass gets bigger, if it's incoherent, it actually gets weaker. Okay, so the Earth would be really big, thus very weak, and we did an experiment to demonstrate that. Dielectric acceleration is magnetism. Okay, magnetism is the dielectric field. Incoherence Incoherent refers to the coherency level of the molecular makeup of said composition of matter based on the molecular alignment. Like when you take a magnet and it's a neodymium boron iron magnet, but it's not made a magnet yet, it's incoherent. It weighs 4 ounces and it's just a 4-ounce piece of metal. But then you shock it with electrical voltage, it aligns the molecular makeup and makes it coherent. Then it can pick up 60 pounds worth of weight. So you don't seem to really even understand what you call word salad. And again, that's what dumb people say when they don't understand things. So let's go back over here to Mr. Clean. And I'll show the magnetism video here in a second. Actually, why not?
Electrostatic if you prefer, but dielectric more specifically. Everything inherently is dielectric because it has matter and then it has a relationship within the medium, the universal background, the absolute frame of reference, the field of energy that is the ether. It receives energy from that.
Would you like some dressing on your word salad?
So anything that
Oh, so again, I preemptively responded. He calls it word salad because he's been watching too much porn. So I know y'all may think I veered off subject here, but this is a perfect example of what porn does to you.
Also, the ground inherently has an electrostatic relationship with the ground it's falling to. More specifically, again, dielectric acceleration. Even more specifically, it's incoherent dielectric acceleration. You can call it incoherent magnetism because dielectric acceleration is magnetism.
Can I call it bullshit?
It's super,
Well,
super,
sure, you can
super
call it whatever you want to, Mr. Clean, but it doesn't actually change anything.
weak. Okay, so that's the truth about gravity. It is dependent on the proportionate density, the relative density relationship.
I just saw a comment by Mr. Anderson. He's implying you're not dressed. That is definitely on topic. That's pretty funny, bro. Sure, touche.
Yeah, I think bullshit. Because density is mass per volume.
Oh, look, he can regurgitate consensus. Oh, yeah. Mass is just matter, sure. Matter composition is density. Okay, cool story. Again, for your homework study, I need you to go look into the fact that weight's actually not just quote-unquote mass and distance specific, but it's also medium, location, coherency, and vector specific. Okay, cool.
It's scalar, not a vector. Because something is denser than something else doesn't give it direction.
So typically that's air, but of course if you remove the air from a vacuum,
Doesn't give it direction. Oh, direction. Okay, yeah, well, relative density is actually going to create a direction, bud, right? So if I take a beach ball and I throw it up in the air, it's going to fall to the ground. But what happens whenever I take that beach ball over to the swimming pool and I swim down and I let go of the beach ball, it's going to go up. So the density of that object relative to the medium that it's in actually caused its direction, pal.
then it's still a relative density. It's just void of. It's just has much less disturbance or much less what's the word?
Brian, don't!
Air to fight against whatever the word is.
Brian, don't!
Resistance.
It's crazy. It's such a simple word.
Brian, don't!
He's making fun of me like when I'm live streaming and he's making 100 edits, dude. This is just textbook Secret King Gamma behavior. Stop watching porn, Mr. Clean.
But yeah, so anyway, when something falls, it's just the effect. If you measure it, it's just the measurement, the metrical representation of the downward acceleration.
The metrical representation. Basically 9.8 meters per second gravity.
Oh, see, this dude is so stupid, dude. Yeah, basically 9.8 meters per second squared, bro. Yeah, that's a metrical representation. Math, the description, science explains things. Cool story.
Is nothing more than a description. Dumb people will equate and conflate the metrical description, known as math, right? Just a description, the metrical representation of downward acceleration being the effect. They will conflate that to the causality, the imposed cause of this mystical force known as gravity.
Step off a cliff and see how mystical it is there.
So think about how stupid this dude is, bro. Look at this dude, bro. I literally just refuted what he said, and he still put it in his video.
Right? Well, that just doesn't work. It doesn't really matter how much you slam on your keyboard and say it over and over, or how much you scream and break down and implode live time on camera as your ball religion's being ripped from your dying hands.
It doesn't matter how fast you speak, you're still providing no evidence for the flat earth, for your diamagnetic, ether-based, whatever the hell it was.
What? Diamagnetic? What are you talking about? What? No one even said that word, Mr. Clean. It's incoherent dielectric acceleration. You just conceded you can't even remember 3 words, and I'm the stupid one, and you know that the explanation isn't right, and somehow it's word salad, and you can't even remember the words. Cool story.
You know, like, it simply doesn't matter. Math is a description. Science is supposed to explain things.
Math is descriptive. It's also predictive. I could
Yeah, well, redundant much? Well, what's your point?
calculate the velocity and the angle I'd have to launch a missile to hit you on your dome.
Oh, wow, dude. This dude is I'm sorry that I've caused my entire audience to lose brain cells. We're almost done.
Huge difference in descriptions and explanations. In fact, what we do is we take an observable phenomena, and then we introduce a hypothesis. We have an independent variable in which we can control, and that is how we deduce it. Explanations, i.e. science. Descriptions, mathematical equations, those come after the fact.
Yeah. So do you think Newton suddenly sat down and just said every particle attracts every other particle in the universe with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between
Look at his eyes. He's reading the browser. He doesn't even know his own religion. And Newton didn't even postulate an explanation, Mr. Clean. You don't know what you're talking about. And no, what I think Newton did was died because he drank mercury.
just said every particle attracts every other particle in the universe with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their
Dude, watch
masses.
his eyes, dude.
Yeah.
He's reading the
So do you think
definition.
Newton suddenly sat down and just said every particle attracts every other particle in the universe with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. What do you think he did? Some experiments, some observations before coming up with that?
Yeah, well, dude, here's the deal, pal. Experiments and science, according to the scientific method, has to have an independent variable that is manipulated. Okay, gravity was not manipulated. You moron.
The ether is the universal background, the absolute frame of reference. It acts as a slight compression onto the material world. There's a natural frame of reference of up and down. Okay?
And now, prepare yourself for a bumper serving of tasty word salad.
And there is an electrostatic relationship with all matter, but it is just a resultant, a hybrid in effect. It's negligible. Gravity is dependent on the matter itself, the dielectric nature of the matter itself, and then, of course, the acceleration is measurable.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
Gravity does not have autonomous field modality. That means that it is not a self-governing field, so it cannot be a force. It's not even a self-governing field. In fact, gravity is an anti-field. It's an acceleration to counter space. It's dependent on other factors. It is not independent. It is far from this deified mystical force that keeps the oceans bending convexly around the spherical exterior of a moving, spinning object.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
I couldn't agree more, Taggart.
This is still a container. I just took the top off the coffee. Still a container. This is a container. Okay?
Yeah. Now turn it over and see what your mystical deified force of gravity and some hot coffee does to your Jacobs. I'd have to say it's not so much WitsitGetsIt as a bunch of cheesy Whatsits. Well, Austin, if you want to come up with some fanciful theories, be my guest, but you're going to need some evidence.
Says the guy whose entire religion is nothing but theories and has no evidence whatsoever. When it says subscribe right here, clearly do not. This dude is a perfect example of what porn does to your brain. So what's up, guys? I just figured to go ahead and go through all of it because I obviously don't want to ever have to address this dude again. And he's not going to come on my stream. We all know it. So what's up, guys? Got a gay notoriety going after me. Yeah, he's a loser. What a numpty Mr. Clean he is. Better luck next time, man. Dude's a loser, dude. I mean, dude, the video he was showing was like refuting him. You know, like if you watched that video, then you went and watched the pressure stream. I refuted him. It's like, what a clown world. Yeah, so can everybody else. There's a loser. The unacceptable information from credible sources, like Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Hall, and whoever the mainstream media promotes, doesn't matter what they say, really, as long as they're charismatic. Yeah, if you're stupid, then you fall for it, I guess. Oh, crime box. Still fun to destroy them, sure. Yeah. I love talking to people about Earth's rotation, how it's completely opposite of all of our senses and perceptions, telescope tracking, motors, and stationary ground they are ridiculing from. Yeah. Measurement of an effect, yeah. And he's like, it's not just a description. We can predict with it. Yeah. Metrical, learned to pronounce, relating to or composed in poetic meter, metrical translations of the Psalms, to of or involving a measurement. Yeah, who's a loser? He kept saying, I can't remember how I said it. Instead of deified, he's like, deified. Like, he couldn't even say the word. Defied. I don't know what he was saying. Oh my gosh, he just proved he never listens. Yeah, of course. It's called confirmation bias. And Dunning-Kruger, hilariously enough, always applies to them, and they love to use it. Yeah, Austin's right about his browsing history. He's tossing words out, no doubt. Hey, Mr. Sensible, again, I know you frequent my streams. I can see your browser history, bro. Stop watching tranny porn. It's gross. Stop watching porn, bro, because it's not helping you out. And you would think next time, just think about it. Next time you're going to take a real long time to make a video, and you're going to chop it up with all kinds of edits and change your lighting and all this nonsense and add clips, and just respond to maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes of me talking. Maybe actually know what I'm saying next time. I feel dumber having listened to Mr. Clean. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's hard even with objective truth on our side to get a concession. I fear many of these bigots will need to die off before we see change. Yeah, what can you do? Let the dead bury the dead. Check out 2nd Esdras 13:8 when you get a chance. This is these dudes like Mr. Sensible and that crew of Glovers are filled with fear because of what we see. Let the dead bury the dead. What a terrible hit piece. I actually enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. Because I was thinking, if there's anybody that watched that and didn't know any of that stuff, I'm like, thank you, bro. Thanks for the flat Earth recruitment. I appreciate it. That's hilarious. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. This guy could scare a hungry duck off a meat truck. I know my channel says a thing that gets people triggered, but I have to say it because I say it. Because I tell everyone flat Earth matters, or because I see it. Flat Earth is a huge deal. It's insane that Globers believe that the stars go a different direction above and below the equator, even on a globe model. Yeah, bro. I'm wondering if he wanted to make a video about you, or was he told to make one about you? Yeah, I don't know, because you wouldn't. I don't know. You would think that someone wouldn't want to do that to themselves, but I don't know. But anyway, moving on. Right. Yeah, I appreciate the recruitment. So yeah, I think we all get it, bro. This dude just doesn't know what he's talking about, But yeah, dude, we do have proof of it. I've showed it a few times. I'll show it in a second. Why not? Maybe kind of fast forward a little bit, but We showed that incoherent magnetism can still attract something, and it actually gets weaker as the mass gets larger or increases. So the magnitude of pull is inversely proportionate to the composition of the incoherent mass. And mass is just matter, composition of matter, right? So pretty simple. Cool story. Yeah, that's about it. Tons of flat water on my channel. Go check it out. Yeah, so I asked this dude to come on my stream, but I don't know if he will. If you're bored, go comment and say go jump on Austin's stream. See if he'll eventually do it. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe this video will provoke him to, though. It's pretty funny. Yeah, there you go. Perfect example of what porn does to your mind. Guarantee that dude's browser history is horrid. But I mean, just look at the way that dude operates. So yeah, it corrodes your mind, man. It desensitizes you, and then it's going to prevent your ability to see truth or to understand truth or to see the wizardry and the spells of people like this little grabbler. McToon intelligently, or super intelligent and incredibly bright, wipes the floor with you. Really? Because I just talked to a professor that doesn't even think the earth is flat. Of course, it's because he said he hadn't even looked into it. And he said that McToon got dismantled. He said it was a pretty sloppy debate because the moderator wasn't like making McToon actually directly answer the question. But whatever, he was like, yeah, that dude definitely lost. And then actually it intrigued that dude to go look into some of the things that I ended up telling him about. So it's pretty funny. So what I'm saying is people with credentials, even technically on their side, like still, caught up in this nonsense religion, say that he objectively lost. And this dude didn't just say that I lost. He said he wipes the floor with me, and I just didn't understand it. And then he proceeded to regurgitate things that he didn't understand. Pretty crazy. And then told me that I had Dunning-Kruger. I think that's because your assessment was correct. Maybe it was Austin's full head of hair that offended him. What is a credential? Yeah, touche. That's pretty funny. Tunes a waste of time. Yeah, McLooney Tunes. You'll never get him to concede anything. He's sold out for the super chats. Maybe it's because he looks like Joe the Toe Rogan. Maybe. I don't know. That's pretty hilarious. Speaking of, smash the Rogans up. But if you don't know, it's because Joe Rogan looks like a human thumb. So smash the thumbs up. And yeah, he looks like a human thumb, and he gets his. He's a gatekeeper that gets his daily talking points from Mossad or CIA, tomato, allegedly. Maybe we should start saying smash the Mr. Sensibles up. But nah, he's not even worthy of that. That's pretty bad. He tried to magic erase the geometric horizon. That's pretty funny. I see what you did there, Mr. Anderson. Globy McToon. Yeah, he's an idiot. Actually, I mean, McToon's not necessarily an idiot. He's just like a blatantly dishonest wizard that probably watches a lot of porn too. So I think we figured it out. The reason that people can't detach from their globe religion is they're watching way too much porn, so they can't see through the lies, right? And it's as the little secret king behind his phone, right? Like the little secret kings that are like over here just like looking at all kinds of depravity. They think they're super important. It feeds into their idea that they're a secret king. Like they're super important somehow because they're watching recordings of other people, and a real attractive woman probably would never even look at them in real life. And so they keep feeling like they're important, and then they think like, they feed into this ego. When you have that built up ego, flat earth requires you to humble yourself and be like, whoa, maybe I was fooled. I don't know everything. I need to re-examine. And so I think porn actually might be a big part of it. I think that that's a big reason porn was propagated onto society. And again, that's why it's free, because it detaches you from reality. It makes you more inefficient when it comes to seeing through lies and actually understanding and being able to recognize truths. And of course, it also pushes the agenda of breaking up the family. It weakens men, makes them a bunch of gammas that run around with their head cut off, stalking my content, spamming my emails, just for an example. So it promotes the gamma mentality. It makes men detached and desensitized, and it makes women not even want to talk to them because they're gammas. So it does successfully break up the family. And of course, men that are married that are constantly watching porn, that can't be good for your relationship. So either your wife knows about it and doesn't like it, or you're hiding it from her and she's occasionally found it, or she doesn't really catch you doing it. So that means you're constantly lying to your significant other. You're hiding around, running around, hiding, draining the masculine life, the energy force from yourself, and it's not going to work, right? And of course, it's going to end up resulting in ED. And of course, actually, what I found is the older you are, the faster that you can actually bounce back, because it's about how young you were when you first started partaking in it. So for whoever that applies to, I know that this is a a wide-reaching subject, right? Like, I know in the 90% of men, up above the 90 percentile of men, watch porn. Stop it. I can see your browser history. I can see through your behavior. It's reflecting your browser history, and it doesn't matter if you go in incognito mode or you delete your history. It still happened. Okay, so can you please stop watching porn and drinking fluoride? That'd be great. You don't live on a spinning ball. Yeah. Actually, I want to watch the video of the Glovers one more time in a second. Tune's an idiot, bro. Well, I mean, he's not the brightest. Cheers, Austin Joe is a Muppet Head. Is that his name? I don't know. Cracking up, blaming on the porn line. Yeah, I think it might be because of the porn. Actually, it's because they need eye salve so they can see. I don't know if I understood that one. Yeah, and that's why sex is in clouds on the globe. Yeah, and in the movie Lion King. Very sexualized society, and we might as well just get all the triggering stuff out. I mean, they've sexualized cartoons because they're trying to sexualize kids. Saying that a little boy can become a little girl, first of all, they don't even think sexually. A little 3-year-old's not thinking about sex, so you're trying to get them to make a decision about their sexuality at a young age. That's sexualizing kids. That's criminal. That's child abuse. You're encouraging them to make an irreversible decision at a young age that results in a 40% suicide rate. Yeah, sounds like something this guy would be real fond of with his little porn, little grabbler porn. Damn, Austin's still going hard. Hell yeah. That's what you gotta do. I'll try to make sure I go live every night, by the way, guys. Sorry, I kind of fell off. I've been working a ton. Had to come up with some money kind of fast. I actually still do, but I'll try and make sure I go every night from here on out. I'll go this weekend too if I can remember to, so we'll make up for it. Of course, this video was limited before it even went live. What clown world? Are you calling out pornography? Can't have that. Well, you can actually post pornography on YouTube now, but God forbid you call it out, right? Incoherent dielectric acceleration made Humpty Dumpty fall off. Yep. Must have been it. He said, go fall off a cliff and say it doesn't exist. Good one. Such an idiot, dude. It wasn't me. Porn did it. It wasn't me, song. There's lots of porn. Porn is probably what made the internet big at first. That's all the good I can find it. Porn is awful, dude. Machine gun style, bro. Yeah. Dude, I can't believe my machine gun style, immense gravy machine gun style video on Facebook is still up. It's pretty crazy. I did it live today though on the coronavirus, and just putting that word in the title, they attacked the crap out of my stream. And I saw someone comment, so I clicked on it. And so when the video was playing, because I got busy, it was playing. It was like in terrible quality. It was cutting me in and out over and over and over and over, where you couldn't even hear what I was saying. So I'm pretty sure my days on there are coming to an end, if I was going to guess, but I don't know. Nothing is deleted. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the grabblers know your internet browser history, bro. I can actually tell your internet browser history too, bro. Stop watching porn. I don't know. Sometimes, redundancy helps people. We could probably all start our own porn webcams and quit our jobs and up into the wage slavery tax theft system. Yeah, how about we don't? I think porn's just another distraction like sports or TV, but sadly worse because women are exploited. Women are exploited, and it makes men a bunch of gammas, and it gives you erectile dysfunction, and it desensitizes you from even being able to talk to real women, which breaks up the family. But yeah, it's also a distraction. Also, it like the science shows you that it makes you less motivated, which means you're not going to be a productive member of society. So you're obviously not a threat to the establishment, and it increases anxiety and depression. And then you go to the little grabbler psychologist, and they give you a whole bunch of synthetic medicine, which makes you like a mind-numb zombie. Because porn is sex in the cloud. Minnie Mouse has a dress that has a big penis. Yeah, dude, all children, all of those grabbler cartoons are sexualized subliminally. We'll let a little confused boy into the girls' bathroom or locker room with little girls. That's disgusting. It's child abuse. Ancient nature stuff like anger, fear, and sex keep it so they can use it to lead us by the nose on command. Yep. It was referencing Revelation 3:18, and the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye slave, that thou mayst see. Yeah, and I mean, of course, sex isn't bad, right? But it's bad to run around having sex with everybody. There's a spiritual residue there, and again, I can tell you from personal experience, it desensitizes you from intimacy and personal relationships, like I promise. So that's not good either. It's not good either. But porn desensitizes you from reality. It corrodes your brain, and it was produced by all the grabblers. But they get it. They understood it was bad. That's all I'm saying. They understood it was bad. You weren't even told that's what they were doing, but that's what they were doing. The LGBT material was burned. Maybe that's what we should do now. Of course, now we have the internet. Good luck. I saw that they did research about how bad it is for young minds to think anything about sex. Yeah, it's definitely not good at all. You have a very malleable state of mind at a young age. Austin slaying wizards one day at a time. Oh yeah, we slay wizards. You know what wizards like biggest threat is? The gravy. Wizards hate gravy. Keep the innocence. I agree. It's like the one thing that makes me like super mad. It's like messing with children. Also, like messing with elderly people makes me mad. But at least they got to live, Well, actually, messing with children made Jesus pretty angry too. He said, if you're gonna like cause one of these little ones to stumble, it's better you have a millstone tied around your neck and thrown into the depths of the sea. And that was the Son of God, perfect, void of all sin. So you should probably leave the kids alone, you little grabblers. The divine feminine should never be treated in such a manner unless they ask. That's pretty funny. But yeah, even that though, like even if you have a significant other, the normalization of like the wild aspects of intercourse. Again, I have lived part of the whole thing I'm talking about right now. I'm telling you, it desensitizes you, man. What up, my man? Check out the Effed Up World channel. He speaks truth, brothers and sisters. I'd say Anthony's a pretty good level of discernment. I think I subbed to him. I'm not sure though. Try to sub to everybody that someone tells me is cool, just because you gotta support anyone that's willing to speak the truth, man. Fell 3 stories, flat as a pancake grove. Mr. Sensible's watching now. I thought you could see his browser. Here's he just kidding. Yeah, I intuitively see the little grabbler, Mr. Clean's browser history. He's definitely watching porn. Definitely. Beating himself off into oblivion. Bunch of small hats, yeah. I just did. Could porn enforce the pedo agenda? Yeah, because it's sexualizing that society in general. Why do you think they bring it into school sex so early? Why do you think they bring it into school, sex, so early? They want to sexualize the youth because then they want to be able to, because like, for example, if you're allowing a child to choose their sexual orientation at such a young age, you're allowing them to make the decision to have sex at a young age, and then that's going to evolve into what seems to be the agenda of pedophilia. And obviously, you know, there's a debate of whether or not they should even be allowed to, yeah. Anyway, Elon Musk is the wizard of wizards. Rocketry is the extreme blasphemy. Yeah, but some people try to tell me they think Elon's like the Antichrist. Nah, bro, that dude's way too goofy. He can't even speak. Can't even speak without stuttering. You know, like he's just a puppet. But yeah, I'm gonna do an Elon Musk stream. He has some occultic ties. Some suggest that his mother like visited Charles Manson in prison. Very occultic ties. Some story floating around that one of his childhood friends were super scared of him because he levitated. Just occultic ties. It's pretty crazy, but then that makes sense when you realize that they plan things in advance. And his great grandfather was arrested for technocracy, which is trying to remove the Constitution and implement, technological control. And he was convicted, and then he appealed it, and it was overturned. So yeah, Elon's great grandfather was obviously a loser, Grabbler. And then, of course, Warner Van Braun in the 50s wrote the fiction novel where the main character's name was Elon. He was going to build the first civilization on Mars, and now Elon Musk is talking about being the first one to go to Mars. Probably not a coincidence, but I'll do an Elon stream. When I get kissed, I want to know the guys think about me, not some fake boob. Yeah. And now bringing masturbation to the school, yeah, it's just all disgusting. I don't necessarily want to get into the specifics, but the sexualization of children is disgusting, bro. It was part of the Dumbing Down America great book on what they did to the schools. It makes fire come down from heaven, which is in the Bible that it happens, and it sees everyone with that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on prostitution? What do you think, bro? Yeah, it's obviously terrible. And women should know they're more valuable than that. You know, I'm just against the over-sexualization of society in general because I know why it's being promoted. It's been promoted to break up the family, to dismantle the family, and to dismantle strong men, and of course strong women too. But strong men is a very key factor to a successful society, or more so, a society's ability to maintain success when it comes to protecting sustainability and rights. If you have something to fight for, you're much less conquerable than some little Mr. Clean Grabber that's beating himself off into oblivion. So, yeah, they want to dismantle the family, the natural logos and order that's in place by God. It goes God, man, wife, child. That's the natural order of things. They're trying to invert everything, make everything backwards. In the end, good will be evil, evil will be considered good. That's what we're clearly seeing right now. So, yeah, there's my take on that. Stripping and prostitution has trickled down to our youth. Yes, because they're trying to attack the youth. And if you don't feel the need to stand up for the youth, this saloon's not for you. Get out of here. Destroy the family unit. Yeah, exactly. Women speak way too freely and dress way too freely about their body in public. Yeah, and I'm all for like letting you do whatever you want to do, but I'm just gonna let you know, like for me and many people I know that are actually respectable, if you go around and everyone gets to see you half naked every time you go anywhere, we don't want you. We literally don't want you. So you might get attention from some dudes that just want to have sex with you for the night or whatever it is, but we don't want you. We're not impressed. You're only going to attract the gammas. Or some people, you might not just attract gammas, but when it comes to being a mate, you're only going to attract gammas. You totally get it when it comes to sexualization. Austin, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy to see. Once you stop watching porn, stop watching porn. Do some push-ups every day or something. Just stop watching porn, man. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you guys, like, it's not like super easy to stop watching porn. It wasn't that hard, but I can understand why it won't be easy for some people, but you got to do it. And I'm not going to tell you just to slowly do it and you just cut it out. You're going to have to just cut it out, bro. It's easy to always justify these things. You need to know that it was literally crafted as a weapon. In fact, it was used to infiltrate enemy camps back in the day to desensitize the soldiers and to distract them. So they were flooding the different enemy camps with pornographic material and prostitution to distract the soldiers so they could beat them in war. It's a literal weapon. It's been used as a weapon, and now it's on an immense scale, and that's why it's free. It's because it's a weapon used against you. And once you realize that it's a weapon of the grabblers and the elite to attack you and undermine your ability to stand up for yourself, you should probably reconsider doing it, right? Because you're willfully walking into the slaughter. And again, it's used to break up the family and to sexualize society and to desensitize you from reality. And then you're not able to see through the spells. I'm late here, but does anyone else think we are entering the time of Jacob's troubles? I am not big on definitively proclaiming timelines, but we're in the time of the end, I'm quite sure. That could be 100 years. I don't know. And I hate fear-mongering, so go somewhere on with the fear-mongering if anyone's going to do it. I'm not talking to you specifically, of course, bro, but I'm just saying I don't know. And if it's tomorrow, there's no reason to trip. If it's 7 years from now, I'm still not scared. If it's 1 year from now, I'm still not scared. There's nothing to be scared of. The only thing to fear is God, and that's a fear of reverence. And if you're fearful of other things, then you need God. But, you know, I don't like to get particularly theological because people always spiral, like even within the same ideology. It's always been a weapon, yeah, since its very inception. And it obviously just, you know, it completely removes any respect of women. So yeah, it's not good for the women, and it's used to attack the mind of men. Amen, brother. We hear what you're screaming. We know you're right. Cool, bro. Shout out to WitsitGetsIt channel, bro. I like it. Awesome, man. Thanks, bro. You might be in the wrong saloon. Yeah, you might be in the wrong saloon if you're for the sexualization of children or the sexualization of society to break up the family and desensitize you and turn your mind to just being a retard. Mind-numb zombies plugged into the box of Babylon, money squares, and pornography. All right, so I want to watch the initial video we watched again because I think it's awesome. If I can find it. Yeah, I think this is pretty hilarious. I've had a few people send it to me. A couple other people send it to me, so we'll check it out. Yeah, this got Mr. Clean in the beginning. If you're late, Mr. Clean is this quote-unquote Mr. Sensible dude whose name's obviously incredibly ironic because he has no sense at all. He's a complete moron. He's obviously watching a whole lot of porn, probably tranny porn, let's be honest, allegedly. And yeah, let's check him out. Let's check it out.
Horizon isn't a physical thing. It's just the point at which geometrically the tangent that you're looking at towards the surface of the Earth. So that red area right now is hidden behind the horizon, the physical geometric horizon.
On the physical horizon.
Yeah.
Yep. Higher in elevation than it usually is.
The horizon isn't an object. It's just a point a certain distance away from you. I mean,
Correct.
The blue area.
Not you. We don't have a geometric horizon. But not P. The Earth is not a globe.
We do have a geometric horizon. We just can't see it. But perhaps we better agree to disagree. But I would like to see that butane experiment done again. There is no the horizon. There is a geometric horizon. But if you walk forward 6 feet, the geometric horizon would move away from you by 6 feet. It's not an exact point. It's at the distance.
So that's apparent. It changes. We're going to ask you if it is an apparent location of the horizon. What is cutting off the bottoms of those ships?
On occasions when you see that, the ship is beyond the geometric horizon, and the amount of refraction is not enough to lift them further into view. So that the geometric horizon is hiding them.
So we can see the geometric horizon on some days.
You're gonna tell me this dude doesn't watch porn? Look at this dude. His mind can only work so much at once, you know.
Beyond the geometric horizon.
Look at his
and the
eyes.
amount
Look at
of
this dude just having a
What is cutting off?
full-blown panic attack right here, bro. This is the effects of pornography. If you're wondering why we're watching this again, this is a lifetime demonstration of what porn does to your mind. And of course, we know that this guy right here to the left, in the center of this footage here, is obviously neck deep in pornography, more than likely. Let's be real.
Bottoms of those ships.
On occasions when you see that, the ship is beyond the geometric horizon, and the amount of refraction is not enough to lift them further into view. So that the geometric horizon is hiding them.
So we can see the geometric horizon on some days.
We do have a geometric horizon, we just can't see it, but perhaps we better agree to disagree. But I would like to see that nuclear experiment done again.
So we can see the geometric horizon on some days.
No, it's hidden behind the water, but there's not enough refraction to lift the image of the full ship above that apparent horizon. At best, what you've done, you would have disproved the radius.
Ding, ding, ding!
What do we have for her, Johnny?
Apparent horizon. At best, what you've done, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Ding, ding, ding!
What do we have for her, Johnny?
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Dude, that's all we gotta do there, Mr. Sensible. You idiot. Yeah, by the way, it's not at best. That's what we've done. We've disproved the radius because the Earth isn't a globe. It's a nonsense Vatican heliocentric religion crafted to you by Jesuit grabblers so that you become detached from the fact that the Earth is geocentric, which means the center of everything. Flat, right? It's a stationary plane and it's geocentric, the center of everything. Everything revolves over top of you. You're very, very important because you were created. The necessary antecedent to creation is a creator. We have domain over Earth because we're specifically important on this Earth. And they don't want you to know that because if you adopt a worldview of apathy and nihilism and materialism, you're much more malleable and controllable because you don't care about anything and they can just tell you what to think, and then you're just like a little drone, mind-numb zombie that's just looking for the authoritative figure to tell you what to enjoy. You only operate based on your fleshly desires. So there's that. At the best, you've disproven the entire thing required for my religion. Yeah, only someone watching pornography could even say something like that and not realize the magnitude of it. But porn attracts seducing spirits. It can destroy relationships. That's exactly what it does. See, like, dude, I'm pretty sure it's Enoch. It says, like, you know, when the angels are jealous of us down here having marriage, he's like, look, bro. I'm obviously paraphrasing. They're like, look, bro. You know, I gave that to humans for fulfillment, so they wouldn't long for anything. That means that the main thing that God gave us for enjoyment is to be fruitful and multiply. And so they're trying to detach you from that, and they're removing the intimacy within your relationship with your significant other. Right? There's supposed to be intimacy there. Like you're looking at some screen that's not even really a woman that isn't even really there. Oh, and you're watching another dude. That's really weird. You're watching another dude have sex. That's weird. That's really weird. But you're just watching somebody out on a screen, right? You're watching a little black box, right? Which unplugged from the box. And it's not the same as like the smell and touch and the intimacy within our real relationship. So they're detaching you from one of the most beautiful things God gave. Certainly makes a lady standoffish towards men. Well, you got to also understand women are standoffish towards men nowadays because they're almost all gammas. Thank you, Austin. Exposed reality. Yeah, no problem. What about humanity would suggest that the familiar unit, the family unit, is what God intended for us? Well, I think this might not be the saloon for you, bro. But yeah, the family unit, it's fulfillment. You know how many people that thought they were atheists, they said that they looked into the child of their baby, they knew there had to be a God. It's fulfillment. It makes you happy. It gives you purpose. It removes the nihilistic, materialistic worldview. I don't even see how that's difficult. Porn is the devil's iconography. I can't read it. I'm so mad right now. What are the arguments for porn? Economic. This is a pretty open and shut argument, or am I missing something? Oh, it's open and shut, and porn is like free. You can watch any. I think it is like a $15 billion a year industry, but you can like watch any porn you want for free. And if they're getting two adults to be in a super vulnerable position, and they give it to you for free, there's obviously an agenda there. So you are right. It's pretty open and close case. Everyone should consider landing rocket boosters in Revelation 13:13. We need to hear a live chat discussion with Austin and Joe. Sure, I'm down. Shoot me an email, bro. WitsitGetsIt@gmail.com, and I'll just have you on here, and we'll just have a chat. This dude seems to Anthony really thinks that you can ladle some gravy. Justin Channel. The geometric horizon only existed for Glovers, BBS before Black Swan. Yeah. Quite the fat girth is another moron. He can't even say Earth properly. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have any respect for him, obviously. That's why I'm not going to debate him. He doesn't even deserve it. See, I thought McToon was somewhat respectable. He's obviously he's a wizard. That's blatantly dishonest. He's proven that now. But this dude, I mean, he encouraged a bunch of people to call the cops on Nathan Thompson. So this dude has no respect at all. Cool. That's why I get annoyed they're such slow thinkers. Yeah. So I'm honestly, like, I start to feel like I'm getting dumber talking to Glovers. Yeah. Also, shout out to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. A lot of gravy goes on in there. Usually when it's like not got any Glovers in it is when it's real cool, because it's like there's a bunch of like informed, intelligible people there that have like some pretty mind gravy filled conversations. So it's pretty cool. I'm thinking about starting my own server on Discord also, like an unplug server, so we can all get on there and talk to each other. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Give me some feedback. But I was thinking about like one day a week, maybe one of the weekend days, like during the day, Saturdays or something, where I have my Discord server unplugged or unplugged from the box, whatever, and people can all jump on there and then get approved to be in the voice channel, and then we'll just stream like a long conversation with a conversation with some of the audience. I thought that would be pretty cool. Anthony makes great soup. Yeah. Awesome. Yum. But he has an accent, so he must be smart to most Americans. Extremely authoritative. Yeah. That does seem to have some truth to it. People think that. They aren't necessarily slow thinkers. It is that they are under Satan's dominion and have a father of lies. I can't disagree with that. The author of confusion, the master of deception. And then porn just puts you in this malleable state of mind where you're just like easily controlled and confused. Don't be fruity and blow a guy. Yeah. Be fruitful and multiply. Don't be fruity and blow a guy. Courtesy of Owen Benjamin. Enoch 15 and Jesus referenced the marriage thing in Matthew 22. Yeah, exactly. That's why I know. That's how you know Enoch should have been scripture. Jesus referred to it as scripture, and there is no marriage in heaven. It's for us on earth. And that's another one of the answers to this dude that's probably in the wrong saloon. If there is no marriage in heaven and it's only on earth, then that probably explains to you why it's important, right? Like it's special. I think the problem with most Glovers is that their belief of it. It's actually a religion. Yes, it is. Yeah, I can't help but talk fast, man, to be honest. Look around, globe destroyed, use your brain. I think that's the big part there, is most of them can't. They think an IQ test is the be-all, end-all to intelligence, but I bet they would stop thinking if they knew my score. But they would stop thinking that if they knew my score. I'm not sure what that means. But, yeah, I mean, I will say IQ isn't just, like, useless. You know, it tests processing capability, processing speed. There's numerous different factors, actually. There's a variance of factors that go into IQ tests, and there's different types, etc. And so cognitive processing ability is a very useful tool. There is no doubt about it. And it's linear deduction speed. But Well, and also it's pattern recognition, which isn't necessarily linear, but for the most part, it's testing linear deduction, cognitive processing capability, and that's obviously important, but that isn't everything. That doesn't test for wisdom and discernment, or retroductive application of thinking. So there's my take on that. Yeah, other people having sex. You're watching other people have sex, and you're watching another dude. Ugh, so gross. Anything to destroy God's plan His way. Yeah, that's what it's all about, directly inverting God's plan. So you guys can't relate to the topic. Oh, you can relate to the topic. You may just not want to. But it's all good later, bro. Man, I didn't make my channel to appease people. I made my channel to speak the truth. It's actually quite time consuming. I don't even make money. I do this to speak truth. Spirits of heaven don't get married or have wives. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's special to our existence. The word gives huge gravy helpings. Yeah, dude, you want to talk about some gravy? Boom. Tons of gravy. Oh, what else has got? What else really ladles the gravy? Boom. Talk about some gravy. Actually, while we're at it, all these books ladle gravy. Talk about some serious gravy. Boom. Oh, this is decent gravy. This is like his mainstream patents, though. Definitely some gravy in this book. Someone asked me about some books. Here's some that I have sitting on my desk. Pretty good. This one's pretty good. Maybe we should suggest that one to Mr. Sensible. It's got big words and pictures in it. It's pretty good. This is KJV. What we got here? Art of War. So there's some gravy books, but I think probably the one that takes the cake is certainly the most historically accurate compilation that exists, the Bible. So there you go. He's the bread of life too. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he heard or what he didn't like or whatever, but what you gonna do? The cops got to get Big Bro involved. Dude, are we that far? I think that the comments are coming in like pretty late. Nathan Thompson, great guy, red pill to kids. Yeah, I think he's cool. I think a bunch of Gamma Spiral about him. Gravity kills. Yeah, gravity's just trying to hold us all down, bro. Gravity's trying to hold a brother down. Shoot him an email. Yeah, dude, shoot me an email for real, bro. I'll have you on tomorrow if you want to. I don't care. I will check out your channel and make sure that. But from what I see, you seem to be pretty logos driven in the chat. So. Cool. The Discord thing, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'd join Discord like that. Let's do it. I'm all for it. Quit stealing my ideas. Oh, I'm sorry. I have Discord set up too. Awesome. Discord's pretty cool. It's not very grabbled. Yeah. That's gross to even say it. Doesn't the Bible say you should call no man your father? Isn't that an argument against family? No. Dude. Oh my gosh. Jesus was talking to the priests. He said you should call no man on this earth father because they were calling the priest father. Side note, what did the Catholic Church decide to do to this very day? They call their priests father. Yeah, it's Luciferianism. That's what it is. Obviously, there's innocent Catholics. That doesn't change anything. Literally changes nothing. It's Luciferianism. Sounds like you're just looking for an excuse not to start a family, man. Polygamy is much easier route. And dude, I admitted earlier in the stream when I was younger, bro, I partook in that. Like I did that and hooked up with random girls and it desensitizes you from reality, bro. Desensitizes you from relationships. It's not good. I can tell you from personal experience. It literally desensitizes you. And the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him and help and make a help. I will make him and help meet for him." Yeah, exactly. My score's on par with Einstein, but I'm a flat earther, so in their eyes I'm stupid. Nice. Yeah, well, Einstein was stupid, but I get what you're saying. Flat earthers are the smart ones. I have to balance with wisdom, intelligence, and love. I have to have balance with wisdom, intelligence, and love. Yeah. We have to. Gotcha. Bible says, "Call me my father." Yes, it does. Yeah, but that was obviously he was using that to mean something it doesn't mean. 2 heads are better than 1, even if 1 head is a goat head. Well, yeah, it appears that he is. Just don't speak if you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's better to be thought of a fool than open your mouth and prove it. Tesla's awesome. Yeah, those are pretty good books. I read most of my stuff online, though. Mad magazines. Joey likes you big time, bro. I can't wait to see y'all live stream. Yeah, I'm down. Why not? I actually had a lot of people request that me and Bob do shows too. Talk about the ether and stuff. Okay. She's a female. She didn't like. I mean, I understand. This is mostly for men, but it needed to be done. He's doing the right thing. We need to bring to fight to the kids in the future. You're talking about Nathan Thompson? Yeah, I agree. I mean, that maybe wasn't the best approach. I'm sure he won't necessarily do it that way again. But dude, I mean, yeah, dude, it's like, do they not have the right to know that there's actually a much more viable option that's the truth? Or they don't have the right? We should just allow them to be indoctrinated and brainwashed for a minimum of 18 years before we can even talk to them? Because I'm on 24/7 a lot, and dude, little like children, which they're all elite, have to be above 13. If we figure out they're below 13, we tell them they have to get off because it's against the rules. But there are 13 to 18-year-olds jumping on there all the time, curious about flat Earth and what the Earth really is, and so. Yeah, we should be allowed to teach them things. We should be able to hand them, a pamphlet that tells them some truths about the very nature of the earth that they live on. If you don't become detached from the Creator at a young age, you have a much better chance to see through the wizardry that you're about to be bombarded with. And these kids are raised in this depravity-filled society. It's worse than anybody that's in my chat right now. The kids now are dealing with something that is just, blows our existence out of the water when we were kids. So it's quite disgusting. Yeah, so I want to help them, bro. You know what I mean? So I have mad props for Nathan for that. A bunch of gammas don't like him because he's assertive. It's just like people always complain about me being aggressive. A bunch of gamma males like, no, I'm just assertive. How about you stop being a female, a little gamma secret kink? Yeah, it's pretty fun. My house is void of pornographic magazines. I think the Germans came and burned them. I love to talk about the Bible and flat Earth. Cool. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're like, the only thing personally, I'm just like, I don't like real dogmatic theological approach, but I'm like a literalist. I'm like one, we're probably one of the few, like we're a minority in modern Christianity. I think we may can agree on that. When you actually take the word to actually mean what it says, you actually look into it and you actually like, whoa, this is literally real. It's the most historically accurate compilation to ever exist, never been proven wrong. That's not what this stream is about, though. But yeah, I talk about it every stream pretty much. And Enoch was removed. Jude quotes it directly. And Daniel said, "Shut up the words in the book until the end." And then they found the tomb of Gilgamesh in the secret chamber in the desert, which was predicted in Matthew. So just as time goes, the validity of the Bible increases. And that's not, I had a personal experience. I know for a fact God's real. I know for a fact God uses that book, but I don't, I like to approach it from a historical angle or perspective when I try to tell other people about it, because they will just brush off anecdotal experience. So Discord would be great. Yeah, dude, I'm going to do it for sure. Do you believe anything pushed by the mainstream? The only thing I believe in is God and family, but I root for all people. We are blessed. I can't think of much I believe. about the mainstream? No. I mean, a lot of times what they do, the best wizard spell you can come up with is to give you like 90% truth and then the crucial 10% be a lie. But like mainstream now just blatantly lies to you for the most part. Austinism. Yeah. I like to encourage people not to rely on other men, the doctrine of men, because that's what has created this problem. If people would actually just go sit alone and pray and like be sincere and truly seek the truth, they'd be amazed what happens. I think most people just can't do it because they think it's got to be fake, you know, and that's everyone else's journey. It's whatever, bro. But I just swallow my pride and do it. So it's each their own, you know. I can guarantee you the whole like new age, oh, all religions are bad or all religions are the same. No, only one religion claims one thing. Okay, only one religion claims that the main character defied death. And if this dude actually died and then was resurrected, that would probably add credence to his metaphysical and spiritual teachings, don't you think? And yeah, go look into the historical evidence for that. It'll blow your mind. Luciferian Catholic red hats. Yeah. Catholicism is Luciferianism. Get offended. No one cares. Polygamy, that will work amongst each other. Einstein IQ. Well, Einstein was just an idiot. He could have had a 4,000 IQ. I don't care. He's an idiot. Cool, bro. I'm down. Sweet. To pick up the boy from school. We're obviously in different time zones. She didn't understand the topic. Oh, it's all good. I mean, I'm not like mad at her or something. We should be able to at least give them that option we didn't have. Exactly. Do you believe anything? Oh, wow. We all need a little Austinism in our lives. When you sit down and ask God for discernment, ask Him to reveal His word to you. Open up His book and read it. Yeah, I think He meant you, and yeah, that's for real. Pure gravy. It seriously is. Everyone just has their predisposition and bias, so they don't even look at it. I mean, I can't make you can't make somebody get rid of that. They gotta decide to be honest. The power of prayer like no other, slightly stronger than gravity. Well, it's immensely stronger than gravity since it's negligible and it's nothing more than incoherent magnetism, incoherent dielectric acceleration. It is negligible. So yeah, cool story. Actually, I'll give y'all a little bonus gravy real fast. I think I'll have a picture I can show y'all because we brought up like the Catholicism thing. Actually, I'll show y'all this. I might have already shown this on the stream. I can't remember. But this was like Stockholm, where they met for the Nobel Peace Prize. And you can see what was on the wall behind them. And of course, this looks kind of like a dude, but it's labeled as a queen. Of course, we know Baphomet is a tranny. And so you see that her right hand is up, the other hand is down, as above, so below. The lower hand is illuminated, right? The illumination of the light bearer, Illuminati, light bearer, Lucifer masquerades as angel of light. And it's a dude, and it's like looks like a dude, but it's got girl features. And then he's got a city in the lap. So pretty intriguing. And you see the top right here is the same as the compass of the Masonic symbol. And you see the phallus symbol down here on the left, beside her. Bunch of phallus symbols, and this was again in Stockholm dinner party, Nobel Prize. So pretty interesting. Let's see if I can find another little image of gravy for you real fast. I'm actually looking for something specific. Oh, I like this picture. And honestly, I will tell you, man, if you're having an issue with this, you need to praying is not going to hurt you, man. It's actually going to help you. But hey, think you know everything. What can I do for you? I'm trying to find this picture real fast, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, here's the bigger version of that picture. Whoa. See all these little grabblers. Obviously something's going on that they don't think you're worthy of knowing about. It's got some form of metaphysical undertone. I thought that was pretty interesting. You see that the compass looks just like the Freemason symbol. Sorry, I have so many pictures. Like I'm about to just give up. Whatever. We'll just end with this. So yeah, whenever 68% of quote unquote Christian men view pornography on a regular basis, and everyone, you know, most Christians don't even know anything about this book, or they don't even take the Bible literally. I'm not going to go on like a theological spiel here. Everyone knows that I will if I get started. So, you know, we're obviously having an issue. And then so everyone's watching porn, becoming detached from reality and desensitized from the ability to actually be strong male leaders and to protect and provide for women, to protect women and to provide for them and to be strong male leaders. And they become gammas. Well, this is what you get. You got people like this running around bragging about how they've murdered 21 babies. Like this crazy person right here. This is what you get. So, yeah, let's not feed into that. That'd be great. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Cool stream though. Einstein was a dyslexic idiot channeling demons. Yeah, he was just a grabbler that was chosen to be on the forefront. You know, he was just their selected character in history. He couldn't even pass his mathematical competence test to get into engineering school. He was awful at math. And actually, his first wife was a Siberian mathematician. And of course, we know that that's also where Nikola Tesla was from. She did his math, if you're not understanding. He stole a bunch of his work. He was an idiot. He wasn't cool. He wasn't even smart. I don't care what they say his IQ was either. Please define. I'm assuming you're saying gamma, like a secret king, subversive, you know, self-projects a lot, you know, tends to end up being by themselves, but like harbors resentment for it, but they're somewhat content, but they have the same longings as everyone else, so they try to find some subversive way to get it out. They self-project their insecurities. They attack stronger males. Yeah, they think they're secret kings. They think they're secretly entitled to everything. They have a self-appointed, inflated feeling of self-importance, and they subvert truth and self-project their insecurities a lot. Gamma. Weak man, a very weak man, not even good enough to be a beta. There you go. Actually, I could like give you like the whole like official breakdown of it. I could link it to you, but just don't be. It's not like you're a gamma. Like you're not born and die a gamma. That's how it works. You can stop being a gamma. I think a good place to start would be stop watching Runaways on the grabbler porn. Yeah, it looks like the Baphomet to me too. Saw a three-eyed face. Murderers, yeah. Thanks for painting out the grave. Great job. God bless. Love, bro. People lost. Yep. Shout out to F the World chat coming over and checking out Austinisms. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. So we're gonna link up. What has family given us besides a concentration of wealth in very few hands and an inefficient system of consumption? What you don't seem to understand is they all know family is very important and they keep the wealth here together, and then they've broken up the family so that you can't continue the wealth. So you seem to not understand you're actually aiding the very thing that you're claiming to be against by adopting that mentality. So what you need to understand is the reason that they attack the family is because if you have strong family lineage passing down, that will help create generational wealth. And so they don't like that. You know, if they can make people more and more poor, then that just increases the gap. You know, like they're getting richer while we're getting poorer, but the more that we get poor, it accomplishes the same goal, right? They're becoming wealthier. If we go down, they're preventing our ability to continue generational wealth, lineage wealth. And they are very, very obsessed with family units that pass on the wealth. And so that's how they are utilizing the breaking up of the family to control us. So the very thing you claim to be fighting, if you're saying that families are bad, you're actually aiding their very agenda. It's very provable. Porn fits right into it. The same thing while they're pushing toxic masculinity and social justice warriors to the forefront of society. making strong men feel like they're bad for being men, and passing words around like toxic masculinity. And in America specifically, we're 70% white, so they're attacking the white male just because we're the majority. They're trying to make us a whole bunch of gammas and break up the family. And pornography is a huge part of that because it desensitizes men and their ability to establish families. We've been through it. Hopefully you follow. Please check and critique my equation on the power of God. Probably should have infinity in the number somewhere. I'm not sure what you're talking about, bro. In the wrong saloon, apparently. Yeah, but that's why they marry in their families, but tell us not to. Yeah, I mean, incest is forbidden, though, ever since like Exodus. But yeah, they do. But it's also because they think that they're like have a literal blood lineage that stems back to the Nephilim. They want to keep that intact. They do it to keep their bloodline strong. Exactly. They divide and conquer. Yep. Family's still here. Do not let that fact elude you. Jesus is here to stay, and the head of the house is God, the father first, then the man, then the wife, and then the children. Exactly. Their bloodline is toxic, polluted. Well, they're a bunch of whole gravel losers. That's what I do know. I want you all to know that I love you all deeply. Many blessings to you all. Love. All right, love everybody. I'm gonna get out of here. Like I always say in the end, seek and speak truth and mean what you say. It's very, very important that you do that. It's also very important that you detach from the world, be in the world but not of it, is what the Bible says. It's very simple, bro. They're attacking you because they're trying to break down the system. They're trying to break down the family, implement a more governmental strong system. They're trying to remove sustainability so that you will be easier controlled. They're trying to have you adopt an apathetic, materialistic, nihilistic worldview so you won't care and you'll be much more guidable. They're breaking up the family because if you have something to fight for, you're not as easy to control. So it's very simple. And of course, they're trying to implement the New World Order 2.0. They're going to try to bring about their character to lead this about. This has been known about for a long time, but the topic of the stream was pornography. Stop watching porn. I can see you, bro. I can see through your actions. I can tell what your browser history is, and it's not looking too good. So don't be like Mr. Clean, and stop watching porn, dude. Drink more water, but not fluoride. Eat healthier. Get out in the sun. Exercise, and stop watching porn. A good thing to help you to stop watching porn is to maybe start working out more and drink water and just be an adult and grow up. Stop watching porn. Stop watching another dude. That's really weird. So yeah, and like I always say, unplug from the box. The box is a metaphorical, ideological box. It's used to keep you plugged in so you don't see the truth. And the truth is that the world is a stage. If you don't know that you're watching a stage on a play or watching a play on a stage, then you'll never, ever be able to understand the motivation of the author of the play. So unplug from the box. I'll catch up with y'all tomorrow. Peace. Love.